Hello and welcome to our segment Spooky Pumpkins. I'm your host Linda, and today we have Justin Maceira joining us for this spooky installment. Now, before we get into the jack-o'-lantern spirit, let's take a look at what makes Justin the perfect artist to show us how to make your next pumpkin carving your spookiest masterpiece yet.
I've always kind of been in touch with my spooky side. I remember when I was like a little kid, my favorite movie of all time ever was The Wizard of Oz, but like the character that I liked in The Wizard of Oz was the Wicked Witch. Like I was a witch for Halloween for like 8 years after that. Like I like horror movies. I like, blood and guts and whatever. Like that stuff is just cool to me and it's fun. I never want anyone to react to my art like, wow, that's so pretty. I want it to, maybe they're scared of it or they're upset by it. I did this series of a girl in like a gas mask, and I wanted to do these gas mask pictures, and from the gas mask, I created the character of, this kind of voodoo, post-apocalyptic, topless, gas mask queen. Very recently, I decided that, I do so much art in my time, and I almost live, I dress my art, I live my art. I might as well just, go full force and say, yeah, I am an artist. What a great idea for a whole show of just things like that would be like your nightmares. It was kind of almost a social experiment just to see what really would someone do if you were told that you could do anything to somebody and they just wouldn't react and they would never know that it was you. So a lot of people were very innocent. They would just kind of pet me or just poke me or something. I did have someone get very friendly with my crotch area. I don't know who that was. I definitely recommend it for everyone to be in touch with their spooky side. A lot of people, artists, other artists, might not draw from that inspiration. So, that's what works for me. But I encourage everyone to take a walk on the dark side occasionally.
Wow, it looks like there can be a lot more to the spooky side of life than I knew. So what is the first step into starting this process?
Well, usually the first step would be to gut the pumpkin. Now this one has already been pre-gutted, but for that what you would need is a knife and a spoon and of course the actual pumpkin.
Right.
Later on you're gonna need markers and a candle to put inside and whatever fun decorations you want to put on the outside.
Right. So I guess that moves us right along to the fun part, huh?
Yeah, exactly. The next step is creating your own spooky pumpkin design. You just use a marker to trace whatever you want to carve out.
Nice, and this is where we get creative?
Yep, absolutely. I've done a few spooky pumpkin designs before, but this time I'm just gonna do a real simple one, that's still Halloween-esque.
Okay. So what kind of faces have you seen in pumpkin carving?
I've seen a ton of different faces.
Yeah.
I've carved quite a few pumpkins in my day. My favorite pumpkin that I just did was just a giant mouth with giant teeth.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? Is that a mouth or an eye?
Yeah, this is the mouth. We already started drawing this out a little earlier, but it's gonna look like this.
Yeah. So I guess the next step would be to carve it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For that, you just need a really sharp knife, perfect for stabbing, cutting, whatever your needs may be.
Sounds gruesome. Well, while Justin begins carving our pumpkin here, let's take a look at the history of pumpkin carving and where it all originated.
The origin of Halloween dates back to the time of the Celts, who on October 31st celebrated their last day of harvest and the start of winter. They believed that along with winter came a time when the dead could return to Earth, when the lines between summer and winter, and the living and the dead became blurred. Known to wear the heads and skin of their animals, The people wore costumes to avoid being seen by the dead who roamed the streets. The modern tradition of Halloween came to America in the second half of the 19th century, along with millions of immigrants whose Halloween traditions were melded together to form the holiday we have today. Americans soon began to dress in costume and go door to door, asking for food or money in what has since been called trick-or-treating. The jack-o'-lantern comes from the Irish legend of Stingy Jack, who one day invited the devil to share with him a Halloween drink. True to his name, Stingy Jack refused to pay and tricked the devil into agreeing to never claim the old man's soul. But soon after, Stingy Jack died. The devil kept true to his word and sent Jack into the night, with only a lantern made of a carved-out turnip and a piece of coal. Soon, Americans began to make their very own jack-o'-lanterns, but this time out of pumpkins, a fruit that's been growing in America for 5,000 years. Now, more than 1.5 billion pumpkins are grown each year in the United States alone, and jack-o'-lanterns are an American staple of Halloween.
I hope you enjoyed our little educational piece. I know I did. So, Justin, I see you're done with the carve.
Yeah, I'm just about finished.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, you almost scared the spooks out of me. Well, there you have it, folks. A Justin Jack-o'-lantern original. That looks like all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, Justin.
Yeah, no problem.
And if you want to see Justin's artwork, just check out his website right here. I'm Linda Gaudino, and from the both of us,
have a spooky night.